Hey, true believers, Chris Mack coming at you with another awesome figure review. I know this is an older one, but as I said, I have a backlog. So this is the Marvel Legends Wendigo Build-A-Figure Wave Uncanny X-Force Wolverine. And I think this is actually the first Wolverine review that I've done, so it's just like, yes, I get to do the one that I love. And if you guys have ever seen this figure, I highly recommend picking it up. If so, you can please first and foremost support your local comic shop and see if they have one in stock. If not, I do see that it is available on Big Bad Toy Store at the time of this recording, so get on it. And as you can see here, we get that lovely, awesome Uncanny X-Force logo there, Wolverine, Wendigo, and then of course the lovely X varnish on the top, delicious. And then from this wave, I really liked these designs they did where they had this nice yellow fire here. It's on all the ones from this wave we will eventually go over, I promise. But as I always say, if you guys do know who the artist is, please let me know. I'd love to follow their artwork. Let me know down below. Come around to the back. Again, you get that lovely piece of artwork. Get a read-up, so I'll make sure to get a close-up of that. Same thing with the figures from the wave to build Wendigo, so I'll get a close-up as well on that. Come around to the side. Same gorgeous artwork. Nothing on the bottom. Just a lovely figure. So let's get Logan out and get a closer look at him. And here's our Wolverine out of the packaging and just looking fantastic. I love how low you can crouch him for an attacking position with his claws crossed. That's just a classic Wolverine, I'm going to kick the crap out of you type pose. And I love the claws that they really added on this figure compared to the older ones that we've seen. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But just an absolutely gorgeous figure all around. So let's get him off the stand and get a closer look at all the lovely stuff that they did for this figure. So since Wolverine doesn't have any accessories, we'll go ahead and do the backstory and then jump into the paint apps. So his first appearance was the Incredible Hulk 181 from November 1974. And if you all have a copy you want to get rid of, feel free to hit me up. I will gladly take it off your hands. Ha ha ha. And then yeah, the uniform that they used back then, you know, it was kind of a form of his tiger stripe uniform, but I'm glad that they changed the mask because just that all the yellow was very off-putting. Now, for this uniform, this first appeared in the third volume of X-Force in #1 from April 2008. It was written by Craig Kyle and Christopher Yost, and that arc is absolutely just phenomenal. Each issue you just cannot put down. What happens is out of the wake of, I think it was the Messiah Complex, Cyclops realizes, what was Messiah Complex? It was somewhere around that time period, how about that? Cyclops realizes that there's some mutants that you just cannot negotiate with or reason with. So X-Force becomes an assassination squad. So essentially the CIA of the mutants, and kind of how it is right now in the current Krakoa. And the X-Team during that time was awesome. You had Warpath, you had X-23, you had, I think Caliban at one point. But yeah, and then of course I think Archangel was part of it. It was just an excellent team. But time goes on, Cyclops realizes that he was wrong and he wants Logan to disband the whole thing. He says he does, but he goes into secret and starts X-Force back up, which leads into the December 2010 run by Rick Remender, Uncanny X-Force, and it was just equally amazing. Each issue is just almost perfection. All the arcs that they wrote for that, it still resonates in a lot of stories leading up to where we are now. So I highly recommend it. I mean, you had Psylocke, you had Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler, you had Phantom X, Deathlock, Deathlock, not the band. But excellent team, excellent writing, and that's where they got this design for this uniform. So with that out of the way, we have no accessories. Let's talk about the figure in general and what I liked about each art from, you know, Craig, Kyle, and Yost and Rick Remender is they kept the lenses on his skull cap here red. Just really offsets to show that Logan is not doing X-Men stuff. You know, he's covert. And the black and the gray just really works. You think that would be a very boring design, but it doesn't. It just shows the negative space of what this team is about going in and getting stuff done. And so it works, you know, all the musculature there just really adds to it. Love the red on the belt there. Again, just that little bit of red makes the whole thing pop. And then I love these paramilitary boots that they gave him for this run. Just the belts, you know, the little buckles on there just really offsets what he normally wears there. The gloves, same, very more military than what we're used to him wearing. And then I like that they added the arm here, even though, you know, it's supposed to be painted on. You'd think it would look kind of stupid, but it actually works. You know, if it was actually fuzzy, that'd be kind of creepy. So I'm glad that it's more just like brush strokes, and it adds. It doesn't take away at all. The other thing that I liked about this Wolverine compared to some of the older ones are these claws. I think these are gorgeous. Yes, I wish that they were a little more, like, I guess you'd say titanium looking instead of white. You know, have more like a gunmetal gray or a silver. But nonetheless, the thickness of them compared to older Wolverines that we've gotten, and how they just, how the claws come down like that, just a very old school Wolverine effect. So the paint apps, that's it in a nutshell, guys. I mean, there's not much else to talk about. I like the leather belt. Moves, very cool. And that's it for the paint apps. I'd say just for the simplicity of it, it really makes this Wolverine stand out in my opinion. Now with the Wolverine figures, I like them in the same regard that I like the Spider-Man figures, where they are super bendy. So like this Wolverine's head, look at that, just bloop! And then, you know, you can kind of see the joint there on his neck. He can look up relatively well, so you can get some good flying at the camera poses with his claws, so that's going to look great. It does go side to side. I'm sure it goes 360, but we're not going to do that for obvious reasons. He does have a butterfly joint, which I must warn you guys, warm up, because I've noticed with a lot of these butterfly joints, when you first take them out of the packaging, they are so super freaking stiff that's unnecessary. But yeah, it gives him a nice another range there. He can spin that way, can spin that way. Arms can spin, get the claws out of my gloves. 360 can go up that way. And then of course, about that much when you pull the arm out, you gotta be real careful. Upper bicep swivels 360 as well. Double jointed elbows, wrist spin all the way around. Arm go up, or should I say hand go up, hand go down. One thing about these claws that I did forget to mention, be careful popping them out. They don't feel as loosey-goosey as the old claws on the other Wolverines that we have gotten. So just, you know, at your own discretion, be careful, but I will not pop these out. I wish that they would have given him another set of non-clawed hands instead. That would have been a little bit easier instead of trying to monkey futz with that. And now look at that ab crunch. Almost a complete L there, or 90 degrees, whatever you want to say. But yeah, bloop. And again, bloop. Good stuff there. Look how far that leg kicks out. Patoomp. And then he has kind of that older butt flap, so can't get it too far back, but still, that's pretty good for a Wolverine figure. Can go out that much. Upper thigh cut. Oh, look at that. I did a 360 without it breaking for once. Haha. Good stuff. Double jointed knees. Foot go down. Foot go up. And then awesome ankle pivots. The only thing that I forgot, I need to have some more coffee. If y'all have any lattes, bring them to me. But the only thing I wish they would have done is the legal stamp. I wish they would have put that down there or somewhere, or maybe made it a dark gray. That's just like, stop it, because you think it's something else, like it's a scratched, scuffed paint. It just drives you bat crap crazy. So yeah, that's the articulation in a nutshell. Just good stuff all around. Now for some size comparisons. Here is the Marvel Legends Xemnu Build-A-Figure Wave Lady Deathstrike from the Supervillains line. And then here again is our Walgreens exclusive Moon Knight, which I know I've been using him a lot, but man, do I love this figure. He is so awesome. And just to add to the awesomeness, you know, the Lady Deathstrike is superb. And then I just love being able to have the Yuriko that can go up against Wolverine. Like, you know, you killed my father, I want my adamantium back. And here's Logan just not, you know, giving an AF. So yeah, this Wolverine, and again, I like that he's small because, you know, Logan's supposed to be a runt, hence why everyone calls him a runt. So I'm glad both the DC Multiverse lines, the Marvel Legends, I haven't messed around with the what do you call it, the new Joes yet to really see if they've focused on scaling, but as you can see here, Logan's smaller, and then Deathstrike and Moon Knight are more regular, you know, what, 6.5 inches for the figure, and Logan's probably somewhere around 5.5 inches, and he's just absolutely gorgeous. You put him up against anyone else in the Marvel universe, and he's gonna look awesome. I can't wait to put him against all the other figures that I have from the X-Force team. It just gets me so excited, and they look so great together, and I can't wait to do a lot of fancy photography and then pose them thereafter. What do you guys think of these figures? Let me know down in the description. That one thing, comments. This is a wonderful figure, y'all. I know that Hasbro does have a tendency to release a lot of Wolverines, and I was very on the fence about this one, but I picked it up, and I'm glad that I did. Yes, the Berserker uniform, the Tiger Stripe, those are classics, but this X-Force uniform is just starting to get just as iconic, and just the added additions of, you know, the red eyes, the nice flicky wings on his helmet, I forget what those are called, spikes, and then the claws are phenomenal. And I'm hoping that they hold up when we go over the Krakoa version of Wolverine. But the design, the simplicity, and yet the use of just grays and blacks and reds just really says something. We can make a figure pop like this. So I can't praise it enough. I love to hear what y'all think down in the comments below. So if you have enjoyed this figure, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and see if you can pick it up. If not, then you can go the online route. I have not had enough coffee yet, so forgive me for that. And if you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little mutant bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. And as I just said a moment ago, you can come to the channel, and we love talking with y'all and hearing your feedback and just, you know, shooting the breeze with y'all. So with all of that said, photo slideshow coming up next. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.